Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about the Miami Heat losing 2 games in a row. After being up 3-0, it is now 3-2, and the Boston Celtics have a chance of winning Game 6, forcing a Game 7, and possibly doing the biggest upset in playoff history. No team has ever came back from 3-0, and the Boston Celtics have a chance to possibly do that in this series. Led by Jason Tatum, playing out of his mind. We're going to see what playoff Jimmy has to say about this. Because if the Miami Heat lose a 3-0 lead, this would be one of the biggest choke jobs in playoff history. And playoff Jimmy is a real thing. Jimmy Butler been great throughout the entire playoff. I want to see him get to his second finals where I feel they're going to fall to the Nuggets. If they get there, the Celtics is a better matchup for the Nuggets than the Heat. But I still want to see Jimmy overcome, and get to the finals for the second time. But in order to do that, they're going to have to defeat the Celtics in Game 6. Saturday is going to be World War III because the Miami Heat can't afford to lose Game 6. And clearly the Celtics can't afford to lose Game 6. So be prepared for both teams to go in. They're going to go in. And this is crazy, man. After losing 3 games straight, 2 at home, 1 in Miami, everybody thought it's over. They're just going to roll over. The Heat is a better team, or they're actually playing better at this moment. Because I never thought the Heat was a better team. Talent-wise, the Celtics is a better team. But the Heat is well coached and they're mentally tough, hence why they were up 3-0. And Jimmy and the Miami Heat have to win Game 6. You can't rest your hat on going back to Boston tied 3-3 because more than likely you're going to lose. And right now, Boston have momentum on their side. They're feeling good. They're confident. They finally got their confidence, their swag back. And they're playing great basketball right now. And like Charles Barkley said, if Boston and Miami both play great basketball, the Celtics are going to win because they have the better talent and they have more weapons. It is unfortunate how they started and went down 3-0, which was surprising to everybody. We all knew it would have been a good series, but no one thought the Heat was going to be up 3-0 on the Celtics. So that was surprising. That was a big surprise. They got it together. Somehow, Joe Mazzulla and Tatum and the rest of them boys, they got it together. And now it's a series. It is actually a series now. And if Boston go to Miami and take Game 6, Jimmy Butler will be going home. And that will be one of the biggest upsets in playoff history. You don't want that on your resume, that you blew a 3-0 lead. Now that's crazy. So yesterday, the Celtics blew the Heat out again. So back-to-back games, the Heat got blown out. And that's crazy. And Tatum is playing out of his mind. He got his confidence back. The entire team is feeling good and their confidence is back. And they actually believe they could go to Miami and take Game 6 and bring it back home and finish it. And we're going to see what happens. Will playoff Jimmy shows up for Game 6? Playoff Jimmy is going to have to show up in order for them to advance. Speaking about the Miami Heat, in order for them to advance, playoff Jimmy is going to have to show up for Game 6. So this one is a dogfight, man. And it's actually pretty exciting. It's finally becoming a series and it's good. And we're going to see. While the Joker and the Denver Nuggets, they're waiting. They're getting their rest. They're waiting for the winner. And I really hope Miami Heat could pull this off, man. Because if you lose a 3-0 lead, you would make history. And the Celtics would make history. Because no team has ever came back from 3-0. Ever. And Richard Jefferson said he believed the Jason Tatum-led Celtics, they could possibly pull this off. If they're able to pull this off, this will be one of the biggest upset in playoff history. And I don't think Jimmy Butler wants that on his resume. Neither does Coach Spoelstra or anyone for that matter. You don't want that on your resume, that you blew a 3-0 lead. Richard Jefferson believed that the Celtics have what it takes to be the first team in NBA history to come back from an 0-3 deficit. And the way how it's looking right now, that is a possibility. So Miami's going to have to get it together. Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, is going to have to show up. And the Heat, they're going to have to really dig deep on this one because it's going to be a dogfight on Saturday. And you don't want the Boston Celtics to make history on your head or on your watch. Not on your watch. You don't want that. So they're going to have to really show and prove on Saturday. If we go off history, if history says the Celtics won't be able to make a comeback. That's what history says, but we're going to find out. Will the Celtics overcome and defeat the odds? We're going to find out. History is meant to be broken, and we're going to see if a Jason Tatum-led Celtic team can overcome a 3-0 deficit, be the first team in playoff history to come back from an 0-3 deficit and advance to the finals. As the current record stands, it's 0-150. So in a 150 attempt being down 0-3, every team has lost. No team were able to overcome. But can the Boston Celtics defy the odds? That's the question. That is the question to the puzzle. Can they defy the odds and be the first team to ever overcome a 0-3 deficit? So Jimmy Butler guaranteed a Game 6 win, and I believe in Jimmy. He shows up. One thing we know, Jimmy Butler, you could count on him in the playoff. You could count on him in big moments. He shows up. He's legit. So I believe if Jimmy said the same way he said the Heat would make the playoff when they lost to the Atlanta Hawks, whatever Jimmy Butler says, I'll believe. Until proven otherwise, I will believe. But this is a tough one, man. I hope Jimmy's right because you can't lose a 3-0 lead. Basically, the team is dead in the water. Denver went up 3-0 on the Lakers, and it was over. They got swept. So you don't want to be the team in this year's playoff to blow a 3-0 lead. It's not going to look good. If the Miami Heat win Game 6, it would level the series. And who knows, maybe the Celtics are able to complete a historical comeback. You never know. So Jimmy Butler is aware of it, obviously, and he guarantees, like Chuck would say, I guarantee that the Heat will get it done. So this is what Jimmy Butler had to say. We just got to play better. Start the game off better. Make it more difficult for them. They're in a rhythm since the beginning of the game, but we're always going to stay positive, knowing that we can and we will win this series. We'll just have to close it out at home. So that is what Jimmy Butler had to say. Playoff Jimmy. And if they're going to close out the Celtics, Jimmy's going to have to step up. I mean, he's been great, but in the past 2 games, he's been underwhelming, and he haven't been playoff Jimmy like playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy is a different level. So we're going to need playoff Jimmy for them to put Boston to bed. But we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. As always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.